Good morning, dear State Secretary Berger, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Thank you very much for your invitation to participate in today's conference. It is my great pleasure to join you, even if through a remote connection. Your presence here today is a clear demonstration of the importance of the internal audit for developing good governance across all levels of society. And I would like to thank you in advance for the contributions that you will bring today to the discussions. Allow me to focus my intervention today on three main streams. First, the importance of internal audit in strengthening good governance across public administration. Second, some of the challenges that internal public audit is facing. And third, on our concrete support to Latvia in further developing its internal control system and internal audit. So on the importance of internal audit in strengthening good governance, I would first like to congratulate the organizers of this conference in showcasing the importance of the topic of good governance in a context made extremely difficult by the COVID-19 pandemic and by the invasion of Ukraine and its ensuing energy crisis. We all feel, in one way or another, the pressure that this context puts on our societies and its high demands of attention and resources at all levels of governance across the European Union. However, the very fact that we are meeting today in this conference shows that no matter how difficult the situation, we all understand the importance of good governance precisely to build resilience in the face of future shocks. The pandemic has illustrated the crucial role played by public administration to overcome the crisis. In fact, I would say that skilled, well-functioning, transparent, and accountable institutions are vital for the resilience of all systems that underpin our modern world. The digital and green transitions in increasing the complexity of policy issues and the scrutiny on public financing are key challenges for all administrations across the European Union. Together with the war on our borders and the energy crisis in the member states, we have our work cut out for us. In this complex and fast-moving environment, our stakeholders look up to public organizations to step up and provide responsible stewardship. Citizens who are feeling the pressure on their personal budget expect that every bit of the tax they pay is used well to deliver concrete results that will improve their lives. And in this climate of geopolitical and renewed economic uncertainty, and moreover, considerable investments in a green and digital transition, citizens expect good governance, and rightly so. And good governance is based on a few essential building blocks, such as accountability, independent checks and balances, and transparency. More precisely, unprecedented amounts are being invested in all member states via the European Union's multi-annual budget and our recovery instrument, the Recovery and Resilience Facility under the Next Generation EU. The facility alone is providing to member states grants and loans worth just over 720 billion euros to help them mitigate the economic and social impact of the pandemic. The payments to the member states are exclusively based on their achievement of the reforms, the milestones and targets to which they have committed. Thus, the quality and the reliability of the performance monitoring system at national level is crucial to ensure the transparent, efficient, and effective management of public finances. We have to make sure, as President von der Leyen said it, that every euro and every cent is spent for its proper purpose and in line with the rule of law principles. Across the board, expectations are high, and confidence can be built only on concrete, measurable, and trusted results. And this is where the crucial role of the internal audit community comes in. A professional, independent, and objective internal audit activity is one of the key elements of good governance by materially increasing citizens' ability to hold the public sector organization accountable. Moreover, an effective internal control system is essential for the success and the achievements of the goals of any public administration, underpinned by a properly implemented risk management system. Given that good governance goes hand in hand with effective risk management, mutually reinforcing decisions that lead to good governance are less risky and more credible. The Commission's own internal audit service has recently celebrated 20 years. To give you an idea, the service carries out around 150 audits annually in the different departments of the Commission and makes recommendations on improving the management process. Turning to the challenges in internal audit, I think that we can all agree on the undisputed added value of internal audit for our organizations. But increasingly so, internal auditors are faced with their own challenges as the path to a successful audit has gotten more complex in recent years. Challenges have emerged or gotten steeper because of different factors affecting operations and processes, such as the pandemic, the transition to an increasingly remote workforce, and technology acceleration. And it is clear that, like any profession, internal auditors need to adapt both what they do and how they do it. First, as trusted advisors of organizations, internal auditors need to understand the increased complexity and volatility of the environment in which they have to deliver on their objectives. Public sector internal auditors need to deal with both a broad stakeholder base and the increasing demands for better transparency and accountability of the public sector. In addition, traditionally, the internal audit function focused on providing core assurance around process risks and controls, but with increasing market volatility and complexity, internal audit is being asked to deliver deeper insights and value beyond assurance. Second, internal audit departments are challenged to keep up in terms of having the skills necessary to competently assess critical risks impacting their organization. Analytical and critical thinking skills have always been a necessity for internal auditors, but their needs are expanding exponentially. In a digital world, not only do internal auditors need to be able to audit advanced IT systems and processes, they also need to be able to deploy tools such as data mining, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. And third, internal auditors are expected to provide insight and even foresight. Organizations look at auditors to point how policies and processes can be improved for the future, where the opportunities are, and how upcoming risks and challenges can be mitigated. By combining insights and insight with foresight, both internal auditors and the auditees might be in a better position to address risks before they materialize. And more than ever, internal auditors are expected to be more prognosticators, to use foresight to identify trends and bring attention to emerging challenges. Now, to continue, I would like to talk about the essential value of the reform that triggered our meeting today. This reform, underpinned by our project, recognizes the importance of developing further the public internal control system and internal audit at central and local levels in Latvia, in line with the highest international standards. Strengthening the public internal audit function is necessary in order to safeguard and manage public funds, including EU funds, and to ensure an appropriate level of transparency and management accountability of the public administration. Latvia has successfully created the preconditions for the establishment and development of public internal control system and internal audit. And our support is precisely designed to further assist Latvia in its endeavors. Many of the key outputs of the project have already been delivered, such as a new public administration internal audit development strategy and a new national certification system of internal auditors in the public sector. And I look forward to hearing the news on their adoption and their implementation. The project also has a significant capacity building component. Training curricula, manuals, and examination program for the certification of internal auditors in the public sector have been elaborated. Moreover, guidelines with work methodology for performance auditing have been prepared, as well as a training program, materials, and train the trainers programs. Other valuable outputs are planned, such as the update of the methodological tools of internal audit, technical specifications for a certification system, and a crucial piloting exercise of performance auditing within the Latvian institutions. The analysis of IT tool gaps will also prove its value, considering the digital challenges that I mentioned. The project also aims to provide recommendations for further developments of the internal control system and introduction of internal audit in local governments. This is particularly relevant for Latvia, as following the administrative territorial reform, the number of local governments has significantly decreased, but at the same time, the amount of supervised territory, finances, and workload of each local government has increased. This project is supported by the European Commission through our previous structural reform support program. This instrument was strengthened by its now successor, the Technical Support Instrument, a flexible tool through which we provide tailor-made technical expertise to the member states of the European Union to design and implement growth-enhancing reforms. Since 2017, both programs have helped design, develop, and implement over 1,400 reform projects in 27 member states. This very project is part of the successful cooperation of DG Reform with Latvia. Your member state has so far benefited from 54 projects financed by both programs. And this support has addressed a broad range of policy areas with a particular focus on the health system, the governance of central and local administrations, and the taxation policy. And we in DG Reform stand ready to continue supporting the member states in their reform endeavors, in particular with the ongoing call for projects under the technical support instrument for our 2023 cycle. Last but not least, I would like to sincerely and warmly congratulate the Internal Audit Department from the Ministry of Finance, and thank very specially Mrs. Irina Andreyshika, the Director of the Internal Audit Department, for your steadfast commitment in pushing this ambitious reform forward. You and your collaborators are the driving force behind this project, and you have proven very resilient, especially in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. I would also like to extend my thanks to our counterparts from the Agency for Economic Cooperation and Development, with whom we have had an excellent cooperation on the technical support that we offer through to the member states. Your involvement, expertise, and excellent work is instrumental in the success of this project. To conclude, improving the quality of governance is one of the central reforms that we promote and support through our work in the member states. I am aware of the complexity of this reform, its implications, and the changes that it brings to the Latvian public administration. I came in June, I visited your beautiful country. The administration had excellent exchanges, and it is really a pleasure to be able to support you in bringing forward such important and ambitious reform. I also believe that important work lies ahead for the Latvian authorities in ensuring the successful implementation of the various outputs. I look forward to the project's successful completion and, of course, to hearing good news on its follow-up. Finally, I would like to once again thank all the participants who have devoted their time and energy to attend this important event. I wish us all together a most fruitful and engaging day in discussions ahead. Thank you so very much.